So Robyn Dixon is a complete liar. Robyn is a liar. I'm doing this video just talking about her Watch What Happens Live interview from last night. I am going to do another video for the episode, but I had to do this separate because I have to talk about the lies that were told last night. And it's crazy because I've done videos before and I'll add Watch What Happens Live clips in my video. And I did a whole video for this because I had the clips of what I wanted to talk about from Watch What Happens Live. And then when I uploaded it, all of those videos are copyrighted. So Robyn not only did Watch What Happens Live and lied through her teeth, but I'm unable to add those clips to my video because she doesn't want her footage circulating around YouTube of her being on Watch What Happens Live. Now, I don't know if you do a live video, if you're able to play it, but me trying to add it and upload it, I couldn't, it wasn't visible. So I just had to scrap that video and I'm just going to do another quick one. Hopefully I can remember what I was saying. Now, she was on Watch What Happens Live last night and it was cringe, just like every scene with her and Juan on the show. And yes, that does include their wedding scene that they showed at the end of the finale last night. No. I did not feel happy bliss. I did not feel the love in the air. And you can feel these genuine feelings and chemistry through the TV. You don't have to be present. And I did not feel none of that. Do I ever feel that when they're on a TV? Of course not. And I've said it repeatedly. But they had their wedding last night on the show. Well, they showed it at the end, like the last, 10 minutes they showed. And Robyn, why did you lie to us telling us you were having a destination wedding and how it was just you, Juan, and the kids? And remember, I kept saying, like, how could your mother or your parents not be there? And she had the nerve to say to her mom in the clip that if she were to invite them, then she'd have to invite cousins and other family members and other people, which she didn't want to do. She sat and told her own mother and father this, okay? To turn around and end up having them at the wedding anyway. I mean, the visible lying on TV has got to stop. I get it. These women don't all tell the truth, but it's the way you come off on camera and it's if you're believable. And Robyn, you're not believable. All of your scenes, they seem very weird. They do not seem genuine. And I know cameras are in your face and everything, but still, it's just not believable. That whole conversation with your mother was ridiculous. Explaining your reason why she shouldn't come to your wedding or can't come. Because if she were to come, then you'd have to invite other people. Like, what? Robyn, if you would have just came with the truth, you would have had some stuff to talk about throughout the season. Except this wedding you've been stretching out for the past 2, almost 3 seasons now. Well, anyway, the wedding happened. They got married. And they're married. Okay? That finally. They finally got married. Okay? They finally got married. Now let me go to the Watch What Happens Live interview. I didn't believe anything she said. It wasn't one question asked to where I was like, you know what? Okay, I can see that. I can get that. I can understand that. It was nothing. So Andy starts it off with asking about this whole woman, the situation with the woman in the hotel. And Robyn's explanation for Juan name being on a hotel receipt with his credit card info is actually it insults our intelligence. Everyone who watches the show, whether you like her or don't like her. It insulted all of our intelligence. For her to sit and say that this woman is from Canada, she was dealing with, I think she said, a Baltimore Ravens football player, and the woman flew here, was at a casino, lost her wallet, and Juan came to her rescue and got her a hotel room because he's such a gentleman and he cares so much about random women and putting his credit card info down. It's not like she said, oh, he gave the woman cash to get a motel. He did a paper trail, okay, for a complete stranger, right? According to the way Robyn breaks it down. Meanwhile, this woman has not only that receipt from the hotel, but she also has um, text messages, conversations between her and Juan. So Robyn acted as if she was totally okay with Juan just getting a random woman a hotel room, a woman who was in town to see a whole nother man. Okay. She's in town to see a whole nother man, loses her wallet, and Juan comes to her rescue and gets her a hotel room. I don't even want to say it again because it sounds so stupid. Like, this is one of the, what made you even concoct this kind of lie to make us think that, you know what? Oh, I can believe that. I can understand that. I need that lady, whoever she is from Canada, I need her to either do an interview with a blog, a YouTube, something. I need her to say what she has to say. I just want to know what she has to say regarding Robyn's response to this whole hotel fiasco and Juan just helping her out, getting her a hotel room for a woman he was in communication with that was coming from Canada to see a Baltimore Ravens player, but ended up with Juan being the guy that came to her rescue and got her a hotel room because she lost her wallet. Okay. Moving on from that. I mean, soon as that part happened, soon as I heard her say that, she looks, her body language as well as just how she spoke, you can tell she was lying. It's no truth to that. I don't believe you at all, Robyn. And I'm going to continue. You are officially a liar to me. And I don't know if I'd be able to believe anything else that you say. Honestly, this was sad to watch last night. It was sad to see and watch you defend your fiance. Okay? So after that, after Andy asked her that, um, I think the next thing he got into, he was asking her about why she wasn't vocal about what happened, during the season. Why didn't she speak on it? And she claimed that it was something that was in the past that happened already. They already discussed it. And she didn't want to be a pick me to come, she didn't want to be a pick me like, oh, talk about me this season or talk about this that happened to me. And it's like, you're contradicting yourself because now you're saying you didn't want to be a pick me, but then you also said that you were waiting for someone to bring it up, to mention it. So you're saying you didn't want to talk about it, but if someone would have brought it up, you would have talked about it? I mean, she just made like no sense. She made no sense. And then she also mentioned something about it being, oh, that's something that was in the past. Mind you, this incident happened, I believe, in 2021 with the hotel. And the women started filming Potomac, the season that's just finished. I believe in like the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. So it was fairly new. It was definitely something to bring on because we talk about so many other things that have happened years ago and years ago. I mean, that was something that was definitely relevant to speak about, especially being that we were talking about or planning your wedding. So just another excuse that she gave Andy, another excuse that I do not believe. Okay, another one. So he also mentioned the whole Patreon and her charging and how you're supposed to talk about your life, on the show. And she made up an excuse with that. And how it's like I charged because this woman came out with the story. So that's why I charged to tell my side. And it's like Andy knew she was full of shit. But at this point, I guess the cameras are rolling. So he's just like, well, at least I'm going to ask what everybody wants to know. And it's a reason for the video being copyrighted and not able to show these clips. Because if this was just an honest interview, it was on Watch What Happens Live. This is not like a separate interview in a whole nother studio. This is Watch What Happens Live episode. And I'm unable to play any of the footage from the clip in my video. But I can with other Watch What Happens Live's footage. Once again, it just goes to show, just lying. Then she gets to the transparency. He's saying to her, like, you demand this transparency, but you're not giving that. And she has an excuse for the transparency. And she's saying, like, I've never been like that with other people's relationships. And if anyone needed transparency from me, I would give it to them. And it's like, is that right? Is that right? Because I remember you ready to put hands on Ashley when she mentioned Juan's infidelities in other seasons. And you got so upset. I mean, you can tell she really scrambled to answer questions in this interview. She was highly nervous and she just wasn't believable. I don't think this interview did her any justice. I thought, if anything, she was going to have accountability and really just say what happened. Like, it's no way, Robyn, that you could possibly just be okay with what happened and then tell us that. Tell us why you were depressed and laid in the bed that season. You should have spoken on that. Say it. It was because I was being cheated on. This wedding, marriage, second marriage is doomed. Their kids, of course, are cute, but hey, they're just not, they're not the it couple. They're not an it couple at all. They're not a couple. How about that? I at first didn't want Robyn to be kicked off the show, but I honestly think she should give us one more season because she has to be in the hot seat. It's time. It's time for her to be in the hot seat. It's time. Karen is ready for her. Karen wants her back for another season. So they might as well. I think that if she doesn't come back, it'll be easier for her. I think she should get another season just because of that fact. She has to answer questions. It's time for her to own up. It's time for her now. It's really time. So please keep her on for another season. Now, I don't know with her doing this Watch What Happens Live interview, and I actually thought that this interview was going to air at when the reunion came on. That's what blogs were saying at first, but it ended up coming on last night. I guess they pushed her, like they pressed it, like this has to come on like right away. We can't wait a couple of weeks for this. We need answers now. Robyn, it's just, I'm over you. You're a liar. I don't believe you. And that marriage, I'm just not buying it. I'm really not. So, guys, let me know. What do you think about Robyn's Watch What Happens Live interview? If you saw it, comment, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I will have some other videos up tomorrow. I will have some more time, but I just had to get this one out now just because. So guys, thank you for watching. I'll talk to all of you again soon.